Welcome back to Data Cloud Now's live coverage of Snowflake Summit in San Francisco, the world's largest data and AI conference. I'm now joined by Vijayant Rai, Managing Director for India at Snowflake. Vijayant, such a pleasure to be with you today.
Thank you, Ryan. It's a pleasure to be with you here.
Just kick things off, could you elaborate to the audience Snowflake's operations in the India market and what you're seeing?
Sure, Ryan. I mean, India is an exciting place to be right now. And if you look at our operations in India, it's multidimensional. We're building out an operation which scales across the GTM or the go-to-market motion which we have, which is essentially addressing the India market, the large enterprises, to the mid-market, to the commercial market there. All a very exciting space. Today, if you look at India as an economy, it's the fastest growing developing economy in the world, the fifth largest economy overall. We're growing at a pace of about 7% GDP every year. So an amazing growth story happening there. And as Snowflake, we want to partner with all the large enterprises, the government and everybody there, so that we can help them get the maximum out of the data and AI estates. So that's one piece of the go-to-market or the dimension of India. The second piece is we have a very large organization based of almost 500 people based in Pune in India, which essentially looks at operations and support globally for Snowflake. And that's an operation we sort of work and collaborate very closely with. From a GTM perspective also. So for example, there's this program called Snow on Snow, where we get our customers to the Pune center, they can understand how Snowflake actually uses Snowflake and for different use cases and those sort of things. So that's the second dimension. The third dimension is around how can we help global corporations which are based in India. So we have a very large set of global capability centers set up by the biggest organizations in the world in India. And we have an investment which is focused on sort of enabling them, scaling them on Snowflake. So essentially, what can we do for Snowflake, from India? So those are the three dimensions we sort of have the business organized in. At this stage, we are scaling and building it out to the next level. But yeah, extremely exciting market right now.
Great perspective. Let's dive into the details. What specific data challenges are your customers and partners facing in India? And how is the Snowflake AI Data Cloud platform ideally positioned to support them?
Sure, thanks. Great question, Ryan. I mean, if you look at India, it's not very different from the world in terms of the challenges customers face. So if you look at large enterprises, etc., the biggest challenge is the mountains of data which they're sort of accumulating, they have as legacy. Managing that data is a big issue. Data silos, how do you break those data silos is a big issue. So essentially, Snowflake is partnering with them to help create data strategies. As you know, how could you actually ensure that we break those data silos, you get the best out of your data. You can then, in today's world with generative AI and AI coming on top, how can you actually apply and get more out of your data? So essentially our job there is to partner with these organizations and ensure that they have a solid strategy in place and take them to the next level in terms of harnessing that data and even to the extent of monetizing the data going ahead. So the challenges are fairly I would say common in terms of the size of data, harnessing the data. But the other big challenge is that India still is a very, very largely on-prem sort of a country. So most of the data is still on-prem. So the other aspect we work on is in terms of educating the market of the various advantages they get moving to the cloud and harnessing that power of the data. And I think that is where we differentiate massively compared to anybody in the market. Essentially as a SaaS platform, it gives the opportunity for Indian organizations to leapfrog and quickly come to the cloud, sort of get value for their data estates, time to value for solutions they can get to the market. So I think that's a big differentiator we bring to the market.
Great perspectives, really appreciate it. And as you can hear, the buzz, the excitement is all around us here at Snowflake Summit for Dev Day. Top of mind across the board is very much AI. From your perspective, what impact are you seeing this technology having in India as of today, and how do you expect it to evolve over the years to come?
Yeah, sure. No conversation can be done without speaking about AI or generative AI now, Ryan. When we look at AI, and AI has been there for a long time, I think what's changed recently is just the access to AI, with generative AI sort of brought to the fore, and the ability to now get outcomes quickly, or at least the promise to get outcomes easily. So in our mind, there are a couple of things which are very important here. The first is that you really can't have an AI strategy if you don't have your data strategy in place. So your data estates, having them in the right form, shape, etc. So you can actually leverage AI on top of it. That's the big thing we're sort of professing to the market, working with different customers in terms of giving them that confidence that Snowflake is that platform where you can actually apply AI to your data securely and in terms of governance. Because again, the biggest thing is with data increasing, the challenge on governance, on privacy, all of that. That's massive. So the platform itself, the Snowflake platform, gives that particular promise to customers, saying that you can apply AI to your data securely and in a fashion which can be governed, and you can get the most out of it. So in our mind, AI is a huge, especially for a country like India, for the scale and size we have, AI can be a massive, massive differentiator for the country overall. For our country, for the size we have, for the problems we have, challenges and the opportunities, we believe India, is a place where you can apply India-scale AI for problems of, say, financial inclusion, healthcare, all of those areas, and for enterprises as well. So AI could actually be that particular. And when it matures, right now we're of course in stages of POC and all that, but as that matures, we believe that we'll start seeing India scale AI use cases coming out, which will have massive impact both across digital public goods and for the enterprises.
Really appreciate that insights, Vijayant. I'm sure you meet a lot of customers on a regular basis, but more so this week here at Snowflake Summit. What are you hearing from them, and what are you most excited about?
Yeah, it's been an exciting week here, Ryan. Honestly, I mean, just the energy and the buzz around is unbelievable. The announcements have been, awesome in themselves. All the feature functionalities we brought out on Cortex, on Iceberg, Polaris, all of that. I think game changers, all of those. But in my mind, and in my discussions with a lot of customers here and those who've traveled, with us from India, is the fact that they believe we can be that trusted advisor, who can help them sort of craft a solid data and AI strategy. Especially if you look at the rate of changes in technology, they believe that Snowflake is that partner which can help them, create that strategy and live that strategy and help them get outcomes from it. So I think the summit has been an amazing revelation for our customers, and we believe the roadmaps which we're putting out here resonate very, very strongly with customers. All of them I've spoken to.
Great to hear. Thank you so much for joining me here today.
Thank you so much, Ryan. Thanks for having me.
And for the audience watching, I'm Ryan Green with Data Cloud Now. I'll see you soon.